This is continuation of the previous talk. So still the procedure of conducting research goes on. The remaining steps will be discussed in this module. Remember that this methodology of research does not position participants as men and women. This is called framing, and we have discussed it in institutional discourse. See, when you use a language commonly in common conversation, you can position men first and women later to show that men are more powerful, more important than women. So this is called positioning. And behind this positioning, there are framing. There are frames. There are framings means there are certain assumptions, certain ideologies. You know all these things because we have discussed them in previous modules. Such kind of positioning is not possible in corpus. The corpus analyst have to determine it by himself or herself. This is his or her job. This is not job of the computer or the software. Corpus analysis discovers patterns. This is its job. It will provide you patterns of language in form of concordance lines, which I showed you in some previous module. It would show you patterns which index women's problem, and from those patterns you will discover that these patterns show this and that problem that is faced by women. For example, these patterns show that women are victims. These patterns show that they are harassed. So from language you derive this. The patterns also indicate presuppositions of institutions about women. So this is also another issue regarding women. So again the language patterns would indicate it, because we have said that language is a kind of index. Language performs the function of indexical. When we talked about pragmatics, I explained this term, that it indicates things in the real world. So when you use language, it is in form of language patterns in the corpus. These patterns perform the same function. They also index certain facts of real life regarding women. So these patterns can also show what a particular institution like course think about women, their presuppositions. So this is the background that we must keep in mind before going to the next step, that is called tagging. Step 4. In gender or sexuality discourse, we have to clearly mark social actors. As I said, we don't position men and women in corpus. So you have to mark who is who. For example, does she refer to victim or witness? If there is she in your corpus, who is its referent? You will determine it. Or do she, Aisha, Miss Aslam, her, Ashi, they refer to the same person, or they are different persons? Co-reference. This is called co-reference. These all refer to the same person, same entity. So they are co-referencing terms, or they refer to different persons. So you will decide it. You will determine it. But at discourse level, if you see at sentence level and in corpus at concordance level, you will think that they are unrelated words. But when you will see them in larger context, in the context of the whole talk, was held in some real situation, you consider that in a discourse, so then these words would be found as related with each other. This information, how you determine all these things? This information is packed in special symbols, and these symbols are called tags. I hinted at that in our previous talk. For example, if Miss Aisha is a social actor, she is participant in a social activity, social actor, we tag or mark it as in the corpus. So how would we determine it in the corpus? So that whenever we ask about social actor Aisha, so computer should give us every time the same entity, information about the same person. So how would you make it sure? By using tagging, and you will do this like that is given here. You start with opening angle sign brackets, actor, then name Aisha, then closing angle sign brackets. So between these two brackets you write Aisha, and now computer will understand that Aisha is some social actor.